JBNN, we keep you informed. I am Michelle Jones, and in the news, Kingston police intercept robber, gun seized. A police team on patrol on Tower Street, downtown Kingston, intercepted a robber minutes after he committed a robbery and seized the gun on Monday. The man has since been charged with robbery with aggravation and illegal possession of firearm and ammunition. Charged is 19-year-old Roshane Sinclair of Crescent Road in Kingston 13. Reports from the Central Police are that about 5:45 a.m., Sinclair boarded a Toyota Probox that was being operated as a taxi. He allegedly robbed a female passenger along with the driver of their cell phones. The driver was then tied up and left along the roadway. The female passenger escaped unhurt. Sinclair drove off in the taxi along Tower Street, disobeying the one-way road signal. A police team in the area signaled him to stop. However, he sped off and crashed into a wall at the intersection of West and Tower Streets. He was accosted and a Smith & Wesson 9mm pistol along with 6 rounds of ammunition taken from him, the police said. Employers treat us like we're not human beings. A number of Jamaican farm workers in Canada have accused their employers of subjecting them to deplorable working conditions and are appealing to Labour Minister Carl Samuda, who left the island on Sunday, August 13, 2022, for a site visit to the program to have their concerns addressed. The Jamaicans, who did not reveal their names for fear of victimization, named 2 farms on which they're employed and said they're united with their Mexican and Filipino co-workers in calling for better living and working conditions. We're living in a first world country, but at both these farms what are eating our food. We do not have clothes dryers, so when it rains we are forced to wear cold, wet clothing to work. We live in crowded rooms and have zero privacy. There are cameras around the house, so it feels like we're in prison, the workers said in an emailed letter, and which they claimed was sent to Samuda on August 11, 2022. The Jamaicans were employed under the Seasonal Agricultural Workers Program, described the program as systematic slavery, and said there have been no significant changes in the conditions over the years. We work for 8 months on minimum wage and can't survive for 4 months back home. Employers treat us like we're not human beings. They don't care about us. We're not asking for charity. We're a proud people and we're looking for dignity, respect and fairness, the letter read. We are treated like mules and punished for not working fast enough. We're exposed to dangerous pesticides without proper protection. Our bosses are verbally abusive, swearing at us. They physically intimidate us, destroy our property, and threaten to send us home, they said. According to the workers, some of their colleagues at one of the farms were taken from agricultural duties last week to do landscaping, just to make sure the farm looked pretty for the minister's visit. After completing the landscaping work, they said the employees had to work extra to catch up with the harvest and will not be paid overtime. When we call our liaison officers to help, they do not respond to us, or worse, they take our boss's side and put a red mark next to our name so we're not hired back anywhere next season. This is what stops us and our fellow migrant farm workers from speaking up for our rights as workers and humans, they said. The Jamaicans also said they fear being kicked out of the program by their employers if they report their experiences to Samuda and insist that the truth will be hidden from him on his site inspection. Stating that Samuda, as minister, is responsible for their well-being, the workers said they are asking him to 1. Lobby the Canadian government to implement and enforce national housing standards, 2. Protect them at work by putting in place an anonymous system to report abusive employers, which will not put their safety or jobs at risk. 3. Make it easier for transfers to another farm, either during the season or before the beginning of each season. 4. Ensure greater job security and end the practice of blacklisting, meaning banning workers from the program without a chance to appeal or be transferred. 5. Remove the government agent deductions from their pay, as they are currently paying for services they are not receiving. 6. Increase accessibility of liaison officers, including more visits to the workplace and bunkhouses during the season. 7. Allow them to represent themselves and their interests in the contract negotiations. 8. Provide more education about the contracts they sign and to support them to access and enforce their rights. 9. Call on the Canadian government to grant permanent resident status to all migrants on arrival, including seasonal farm workers. If Minister Samuda believes it is in Jamaica's best interest to continue this program, it is imperative that the Jamaican government addresses these injustices and listen to our demands. Policeman whose child died in locked car charged with manslaughter. The St. Elizabeth cop, whose 12-month-old daughter died after being locked in his car, has been charged with manslaughter. Detective Sergeant Sheldon Dobson was offered bail in the sum of $750,000 when he appeared in the St. Elizabeth Parish Court in Santa Cruz on Monday morning after being charged for the January 17 incident where he left his daughter inside his car while at work in Black River. Dobson is assigned to the Black River Police Station. The child's mother is a sergeant of police in the same St. Elizabeth division. The policeman is to return to court in Balaclava on October 25. He's been represented by attorney-at-law Thomas Levine. Hanover man injured in police shootout charged. A man accused of shooting at the police in Orange Bay, Hanover, has been charged with assault of common law, shooting with intent, and illegal possession of firearm and ammunition is 21-year-old Marvin Facey, otherwise called Prince, of Suntoy District in the parish. His court date is being arranged. The incident occurred on Sunday, August 7. The police report that about 9:45 p.m., Facey allegedly opened fire on a police patrol. During the gunfight, he was shot and injured, and according to the police, a Hayward Stream 9mm pistol with a magazine containing 16 9mm cartridges taken from him. He was taken to hospital for treatment. He was subsequently charged. Retired policewoman killed in Hanover house fire. A retired superintendent of police lost her life in a fire that destroyed her house in Bamboo Drive, Hopewell in Hanover this morning. The deceased has been identified as 89-year-old Ilana Nisbat. The Montego Bay Fire Station said they received the call at about 5:15 a.m. and units from Montego Bay and Lucy responded. The remains of Nisbat were found during cooling down operations by firefighters. The death of the retired officer was being described as a strong black woman sent shockwaves throughout the community and the Jamaica Constabulary Force. She was once stationed at the Barnett Street Police Station in St. James. The superintendent in charge of the Hanover Police Division, Sharon Beeput, said Nisbet was a very disciplined and hard-working woman. She was also said to be jovial and easy to get along with. Beeput said the news of Nisbet's death has hit her hard, as it was just recently that she came across her mind but did not get the chance to visit her. Only to wake up this morning and somebody tell you say her house caught fire and she perished. Oh my God, expressed Sharon Beeput. The death of Nisbet follows that of 62-year-old retired police Ralph Medley, who was suspected of committing suicide in St. James on Friday. Superintendent Beeput has expressed concern surrounding what is taking place with retired members of the JCF in recent times. Murder tally for this year now 938, up 3%. Jamaica's recorded 938 murders this year, up to August 14. This represents a 3% increase when compared to the 911 murders recorded over the same period in 2021. The information is contained in the latest Jamaica Constabulary Force Periodic Crime Statistics Review, which covers the period January 1 to August 14. The St. James Police Division leads the murder count nationally with 129 cases, a 21.7% increase compared to the 106 homicides reported in the division up to August 14 last year. The St. Catherine North Police Division is second on the list, with 92 murders since the start of the year, while Westmoreland is third after 86 murders were recorded there. St. Andrews South is fourth with 82 murders, though that figure represents a 27.4% decrease in homicides when compared to the 113 cases reported in the division over the same period last year. Rounding out the top 5 murderous police divisions this year is St. Catherine South, which recorded 77 murders, or one less than the corresponding period last year. Trelawney had the highest percentage increase in murders, with a 177.8% rise. There were 25 murders committed in the parish up to Sunday, compared with 9 for the corresponding period in 2021. Portland is the least murderous parish in 2022, having recorded 8 murders over the period. Meanwhile, the number of shootings island-wide decreased by 5.9%. There were 732 incidents, 46 less than last year. There were 251 rape cases over the period under review, compared to 310 for the same period last year, which represented a decrease of 19%. Robbery saw an 11.8% increase, with 569 incidents this year, compared to 509 last year. The JCF also reported a 4.4% increase in break-ins, 611 this year, compared to 585 in 2021. Overall, a total of 3,101 serious and violent crimes were reported up to Sunday, when compared to 3,093 last year, representing a 0.3% increase. 136 new COVID-19 cases, 3 deaths reported. The Ministry of Health and Wellness on Monday, August 15, reported 136 new COVID-19 cases and 3 deaths, bringing the infection total to 148,184 and total deaths to 3,224. The new cases comprise 78 females and 58 males, with ages ranging from 4 months to 108 years. The cases were recorded in Kingston and St. Andrew 46, St. Catherine 36, Trelawney and Manchester 2 each, Westmoreland and St. James 7 each, Clarendon 6, St. James 13, St. Anne 10, St. Elizabeth 4 and Hanover 3. Portland and St. Mary did not report any new cases of COVID-19. The deceased are a 70-year-old male from St. Catherine who died in September 2021, a 48-year-old female from St. Catherine who died in June 2022, and a 75-year-old male from Kingston and St. Andrew who died in August 2022. There were 73 recoveries in the last 24 hours, bringing the total to 95,147. Currently, 118 people are hospitalized, 17 of whom are moderately ill, 3 severely ill and 2 critically ill. Jamaica's positivity rate for the latest round of testing is 26.7%. In sports news, West Indies save face with win. West Indies, under the guidance of standing captain Rovman Powell, managed to salvage some pride in the last fixture of their 3-match T20 series by registering an 8-wicket victory at Sabina Park on Sunday. Batting first, the Tory New Zealanders were restricted to 145, their lowest total of the series, with the informed Glenn Phillips, who was voted man of the series, top scoring with 46 from 21 deliveries. Jamaican Odin Smith was the pick of the West Indies bowlers as he bagged career best figures of 3 for 29 from his allotted 4 overs. In reply, an opening 102-run stand between Brandon King and Chamar Brooks enabled West Indies to amass 154 2 wickets with 1 over to spare. Man of the match King, playing in his first match on local soil, stroked a classic 53 from 35 deliveries, which marked his fastest T20 international half-century. His opening partner Brooks scored an unbeaten 56 from 59 deliveries, which was his first T20 international half-century. Captain Paul saw the Windies home with a cameo of 27 not out from 15 deliveries, inclusive of the game-winning boundary. Speaking in his post-match interview, Paul said he was pleased to be captaining West Indies for the first time, but also happy with the display of his players throughout the match. As a boy, you dream of playing for the West Indies, so imagine captaining the West Indies in front of my home crowd. That's a special feeling. Last night I spoke with the guys and asked them for their support, and they gave me that today, said Powell. With the West Indies losing the T20 International Series 2-1 and avoiding their first whitewash in the Caribbean by New Zealand, the attention shifts to the ODI series, which bowl off Wednesday in Barbados. JBN, we keep you informed. Please remember to subscribe, like, share, leave us a comment and click the notification bell to receive our daily news items.